4 decades after Sarah Weddington first argued Roe v. Wade, we ask, are women better off? Of women who have abortions, 44% are college age, 69% are poor or low income, and 61% of women who have abortions already have at least one born child. Abortion is a reflection that we have not met the needs of women, and women deserve better than abortion. I'm Sarah Foster, President of Feminists for Life of America. If you've never read or heard Sarah Weddington's own argument before the U.S. Supreme Court that abortion should be legal, prepare to be stunned, angry, and sad, and determined to right one of the biggest injustices in history against women. These are Sarah Weddington's own words in response to questions by the court 40 years ago, interspersed by better solutions to the problems women face.
Texas, for example, it appears to us, would not allow any relief at all, even in situations where the mother would suffer perhaps serious physical or mental harm. There's certainly a great question about it. If the pregnancy would result in the birth of a deformed or defective child, she has no relief.
Feminists for Life defends the most vulnerable in society, both mother and child, including people with special needs who enrich our world.
Regardless of the circumstances of conception, whether it was because of rape, incest, whether she is extremely immature, she has no relief.
Feminists for Life advocates the prevention of violence, effective prosecution of rapists, and support for survivors. We need to expose violence, protect women, and demand justice.
I think it's without question that pregnancy to a woman can completely disrupt her life.
Feminists for Life recognizes that abortion also disrupts her life. Pregnancy can be a detour, but with the support of family, friends, and society, pregnancy doesn't have to be a dead end.
Whether she's unmarried, whether she's pursuing an education, whether she's pursuing a career, whether she has family problems, all of the problems of personal and family life for a woman are bound up in the problem of abortion.
After an abortion, a woman returns to the same unsupportive employer or school, the same family problems, and sometimes to the same abusive man. Feminists for Life recognizes abortion as a symptom of, not a solution to, the continuing struggles that women face in the workplace, on campus, at home, and in the world at large.
For example, in our state, there are many schools where a woman is forced to quit if she becomes pregnant. In the city of Austin, that is true. A woman, if she becomes pregnant and is in high school, must resign or must drop out of regular education process, and that's true of some colleges in our state.
Feminists for Life is outraged by these situations and challenges the assumption that women cannot think, write, or read while pregnant. We stand up for women against prohibitive laws and school policies and promote holistic solutions so women can complete their educations. Pregnancy and parenting should never terminate in education.
In the matter of employment, she often is forced to quit at an early point in her pregnancy. She has no provision for maternity leave. She cannot get unemployment compensation under our laws because the law holds that she is not eligible for employment being pregnant and therefore is eligible for no unemployment compensation.
This is unacceptable. Feminists for Life does not tolerate discrimination against new mothers, and we work to promote solutions that meet the needs of employees and employers, starting with our own workplace evaluation.
There is no duty for employers to rehire women if they must drop out to carry a pregnancy to term.
Accepting abortion meant women have had to fight harder and longer for equality in the workplace.
At the same time, she can get no welfare to help her at a time when she has no unemployment compensation and she's not eligible for any help in getting a job to provide for herself.
Pregnancy and parenting are never easy, but Feminists for Life aims to make it easier. And help is here.
And of course, this is especially hard on the many women in Texas who are heads of their own households and must provide for their already existing children.
Today, 61% of abortions are performed on women with one or more children, and abortion solves nothing for them. It just masks the problems mothers face Why should a woman feel forced to choose between her born children and the child she carries in the womb?
And obviously, the responsibility of raising a child is a most serious one, and the time and emotional investment that must be made cannot be denied.
Women facing an unplanned pregnancy also deserve unplanned joy. As feminists, we support a variety of nonviolent choices, including marital parenthood, partnered parenthood, single parenthood, kinship care and guardianship, and open, semi-open, and closed adoption.
So a pregnancy to a woman is perhaps one of the most determinative aspects of her life. It disrupts her body, it disrupts her education, it disrupts her employment, and it often disrupts her entire family life.
Almost 40 years later, more than 50 million children are missing. Untold millions of women have laid their bodies down or swallowed a bitter pill called choice, and every day more women are being driven to abortion by a lack of resources and support. Women deserve better.
And we feel that because of the impact on the woman, this certainly, in as far as there are any rights which are fundamental, is a matter which is of such fundamental and basic concern to the woman involved that she should be allowed to make the choice as to whether to continue or to terminate her pregnancy.
Feminists for Life refuses to choose between women and children, and we refuse to choose between sacrificing our education and careers and sacrificing our children. We refuse to choose abortion. We want policy changes, resources, and holistic solutions that support and protect women on campus, in the workplace, and at home, and in communities, especially victims of violence, the poor, and working poor. Today we know that capitulating to the status quo, to unsupportive employers and educators, or to men who are abusive, means nothing changes. These arguments for Roe didn't solve the problems women faced. Instead, they accepted injustice. Feminists for Life members and supporters don't accept the unacceptable. We demand change, women-centered, holistic solutions. As we remember this tragic day in history, the day those fateful arguments betrayed women, we mourn the women and children we will never meet. We welcome those women who have suffered abortions, and we hear the voices of women who are increasingly silent no more, including young women who have never known a day without legal protection from abortion. And we welcome women and men who are reconsidering their position on abortion. We celebrate the founders of Feminists for Life of America. When Pat Goltz and Kathy Callahan said no to abortion, they didn't know that the early American feminists also opposed abortion, but they knew in their hearts that abortion is a betrayal of the basic feminist principles: nonviolence, non-discrimination, and justice for all. In 1972, when Pat Goltz was tossed out of a NOW meeting in Ohio for distributing anti-abortion material, a group called Feminists for Life was born. It would be another year before the U.S. Supreme Court handed down its decision supporting abortion in Roe v. Wade and Doe v. Bolton. As the court betrayed women, Feminists for Life was already stepping up to speak out and right this injustice. All people are equal. All choices are not. And I invite you to join us in making the biggest push ever to end this nightmare. We must have the tools to do our job, and I need your help to systematically eliminate the reasons that drive women to abortion, because women deserve better than abortion. 4 decades after Sarah Weddington first argued Roe v. Wade, we ask, are women better off? Of women who have abortions, 44% are college age, 69% are poor or low income.